Hello, lovely ladies. Today I wanted to talk to you about all this texting that's going on in online dating. Make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to be talking about certain tips and strategies to use when you don't hear back from the guy you've texted. My name is Rhea. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I provide tips and psychological insights into what's going on in dating and relationships, and mainly in a cisgender, heterosexual kind of context. So I remember about my own story when I was online dating a few years ago, and on Bumble specifically. Mainly that's where I met most of my dates, I made most of my matches, and I had huge difficulty when I sent a text. And in Bumble, for those of you who know, the woman initiates the texting, the hello. So first of all, how to initiate, that's a whole subject, without seeming too eager, without being too distant. Definitely I would say don't just send the hi, that is way too disengaged. But I'm talking about actually a bit later, like after 2 or 3 exchanges, and the person has asked you about your life story a little bit, or they've told you about theirs, and suddenly you send a text and you don't receive a reply back. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. What happens to you? I mean, a lot of us get triggered, especially if you've a bit sort of anxious attachment style, which means that you need that closeness. And when the closeness is not there, you feel a bit of a panic. So in that case, most of women that I've spoken to seem to be experiencing that sort of attachment style. And all these triggers and feelings come up for you about all these thoughts. Maybe, did I say something to upset him? Did he find my life story boring? Or there's something he didn't like? Or maybe he's not interested in me. Or maybe he's just simply busy. There could be any of these reasons. But the main thing is what is coming up for you and how to deal with that. And the strategies that I recommend, it's very much obviously dependent on the person and you and what situation you're in. If you're dating multiple people and this is just one person out of the many people you're chatting with, you might not feel as affected when you don't hear back from them. But if you just put all your apples in one basket and you think this is the guy after 3 or 4 texts, which is a bit premature to be honest, then you will feel a lot of emotions come up. And you might end up in the chasing mode or criticism or judgment. So in that case, I would say just make sure you're swiping and you're making connections with other matches so that you don't feel so overwhelmed. Secondly, if you still feel overwhelmed, even though you're chatting with other matches, and it's been 1 or 2 days, in my opinion, I call this irresponsible texting. And I think these dating apps and this paradigm of choice that we have out there is causing people to feel irresponsible about the way they deal and manage their connections with other people on the apps because they don't know them, so the accountability is not there. If you had met them through friends or at work, they would need to feel more accountable about the way they're treating you. But it's not there, and they think it's okay. They don't owe you anything. Yeah, they don't owe you anything, but there's a certain level of courtesy and integrity that I always hold, that I say, okay, let's not text back for more than 24 hours. It's a two-way street, right? So in those cases, I think it's best to come from a place of curiosity. Do not chase. That applies to a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. When you start chasing, and chasing means what? Chasing means that you're the one initiating contact all the time. You're the one who they haven't replied to you and send another text. Yes, it doesn't matter if you do it once, but if you do it regularly, you are chasing. And that's a whole subject matter for itself. And I think I'm going to do a video about chasing. I have chased before. I know a lot of us do. But in terms of getting back, in terms of text message, the ideal text message is to come from a place of curiosity, not judgment. We're so used to judgment. Do not say, oh, you haven't texted me back. Why have you not texted me back? You're rude for not texting me back. Just ask, curiosity. Hi, I haven't heard back from you. I hope everything's okay. I was wondering what you're looking for on these apps, because to be honest, a lot of people are on the apps and they're just not really looking for anything serious. They're window shopping, or maybe they're still in a relationship that's kind of breaking up and they just want to see what's out there. So yes, be careful not to get hurt. And that means boundaries. That means expressing yourself, but in a polite way. So, hey, Simon, how are you? I haven't heard from you for a few days. I was wondering what's going on for you, and also was wondering what are you actually looking for on these apps. That's totally okay. So I leave you with this. I don't want to bore you with too many tips and too many discussions in one video. And if you like what you're hearing, make sure you hit that like button so that this video goes up in the algorithm and lots of other single women benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel to get more tips about texting and online dating and other dating tips. Thank you for joining my channel.